You're watching the NCCAA Division II MidEast Region Finals. Today's exciting tournament action brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza. Handmade pan pizza with 2 layers of cheese, toppings to the edge, and a crust made from fresh dough. Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike.
Subway, eat fresh.
Subway, eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077.
Fairfield Christian Academy is pleased to offer students from preschool to high school an education of excellence, mid-state league sports, archery, media, drama, and music. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
Maxwell Leadership Center, Rick Cooper and the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network. The Mideast Region Tournament in full swing. We had 2 quarterfinal games last night in this building as number 5 Boyce knocked off number 4 Johnson in one semi, and in the other semi, number 3 Crown, the Royal Crusaders, knocked off number 6 Welch College in the other semifinal, and so it sets up today 3 semifinal games. It starts with number 2 KCU. The Knights 13-15, 8-2 in Mideast Region play. They'll take on the Royal Crusaders out of Powell, Tennessee. Crown comes in at 12-12. They are 5-6 in the Mideast Region tournament. Of course, KCU, one of the most successful programs in the nation in NCCAA history. Talking about 7 national championships. They've won 10 regional titles since 1995, but it has been 14 seasons since their last national championship, and their last regional title has now been 4 years since that happened back in 2009 when they beat OCU 79-64 to win the region championship at KCU. OCU has won it the last 3 years, and the Knights have been the team that they have beaten in each of those regional finals, and Crown going to try to punch their ticket again to the regional championship, but they're going to have to beat KCU to do it. So again, it's Crown at 12-12, KCU 13-15. We're going to take a quick break while they have the national anthem and prayer. We'll meet this afternoon's starting lineups coming up next here on the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network.
today's Mideast Region Finals brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza. Handmade pan pizza with 2 layers of cheese, toppings to the edge, and a crust made from fresh dough. Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike.
Subway, eat fresh.
Subway, eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077.
Fairfield Christian Academy is pleased to offer students from preschool to high school an education of excellence, mid-state league sports, archery, media, drama, and music. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
I'm home, and I love it. I'm home, where I belong.
It's always nice to come home, but many Americans are at risk of foreclosure and losing their homes. Making home affordable from the U.S. government has already helped over 1 million struggling homeowners like these. The sooner you act, the better chance we can help you.
I'm home, where I belong.
National anthem means we're ready to play basketball. Let's meet this afternoon's starting lineup. First of all, for the 2 seed playing in their first game of this Mideast Region tournament, their point guard is Dylan Janung, the freshman from East Carter High School right in Grayson, averaging 12.7 points and a team best 3.8 assists. The 2 guard is David Darden, 6'1 senior, a tri-captain on this team from Cincinnati, 3 years with the KCU B-ball team after playing football for the Knights, 11 points, 4.6 rebounds. Clay McKenzie at the small forward. 6'3" senior from Nicholasville will wear number 4, a team best 19 points per game for the first team Mid-East Region performer. The power forward is Derek Lawson, joined this team second semester. Boy, has he been solid. 11 points and a team best 6.2 rebounds. And the man in the middle is Ace Puckett, 6'4" sophomore from West Carter High School, 11.6 points and 6.1 rebounds. He shoots a team best 56% from the field. The head coach is 68-year-old Ron Reed in his third season. 45 wins, 43 losses, a 51% winning percentage. Grady Lowe and Hayden Ratner are his assistants. For Crown College, the 3 seed coming off that 75-72 win in overtime last night. It'll be Josh Farmer and Troy Brown in the backcourt. Farmer, the sophomore from Fort Mitchell, Georgia, averaging 8 points and 2.8 assists, had 7 points last night in this building. Troy Brown had 17 yesterday. He averages 5 points and 1.5 assists. He's a 5'10" junior from Columbus, Georgia. The forwards are Nate Humphrey and Colin Hickman, 2 1,000-point scorers in their career. Hickman, the senior out of Knoxville, 10 points, 6 rebounds, which is a team high. Nate Humphrey, a team best 20.3 points. He shoots 47% from the field. And the man in the middle is Steven Scoggins, the 6'4" senior from Roanoke, Virginia, 4-year player, number 1 on this team in charges taken. Love that statistic. Scoggins averages 5 points and 3.6 boards. The head coach in his 10th season is Dwayne Hickman, 48 years old, 3rd consecutive season, so has taken some time off between some of his coaching stints here at Crown. Was the principal at Temple Baptist Academy for 15 years, which is connected to Crown, which all of it is connected to Temple Baptist Church there in Powell, Tennessee. He's assisted tonight is Hickman by Norm Wheeler, and the graduate assistant is Houston Sherrod. Hickman, wife Shelley of 26 years, 4 kids, Colin, Lauren, Grant, and Jenna. Your referee is Dave Nash. The umpires are Dave Gross and Mike Reed. Nash will throw it up. It's Darden and Humphrey that will jump it up, and the opening tip controlled by the 3 seed in black, Crown, and quickly off that jump ball, it's Colin Hickman with his first 2. Boy, was he solid. Hickman, what did he find out? I should have my notes in front of me. An honorable mention region performer today, and nice honor for Hickman, but I'll tell you, as an objective basketball analyst, he is even better than that. I mean, he is just a solid player that plays very, very hard. And there's a first-team region performer, Clay McKenzie, the night's leading scorer at 19 a game. Triples from the top of the key. It's 3-2 KCU. This is Nate Humphrey, their leading scorer. Gets it to Josh Farmer underneath to 21 Scoggins, who put it up and in. Scoggins did not score yesterday. He averages 5 points and 3.6 rebounds, and so that is a nice help here. If Scoggins could get going for the Royal Crusaders. Foul is going to be charged to number 12, Colin Hickman. First foul on Hickman, first on the team. KCU, the number 2 seed in this region. The number 2 seed has won 8 of the last 13 Mid-East Region championships. Knights hoping that trend continues this year. Left wing, it's Dylan Janung, freshman from East Carter High School, the local school there in Grayson. Just a mile or 2 down from the KCU campus, and the ball deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Knights with 16 on the shot clock, 18:46 to play. Here in the first half, it's 4-3. Crown by 1 underneath Ace Puckett, working against Scoggins. Little step through, may have walked. Nothing called, and Puckett took advantage and put it up and in. Sure looked like he slid a pivot foot there as he tried to find some way to get that shot up onto the rim. 5-4 KCU. Left baseline, Troy Brown, who really had a nice night last night, and he keeps it going there. Junior from Columbus, Georgia, a 3rd-year player that initially came in as a point guard, but has proven too valuable shooting the basketball. They've moved him over to the 2. Janung picks up his dribble near the left elbow. Will get it back out to senior Clay McKenzie, one of 2 seniors, David Darden being the other on this KCU team. 6'5". Crown Into the lane, it's Puckett. Left baseline, McKenzie will fire a three on the rim, no good. And the flat-footed rebound to Nate Humphrey. Humphrey looking to run. Humphrey, Hickman, Farmer, and on the floor, a jump ball is going to be called, and Ron Reed quickly pops off the bench, applauding the efforts of Dylan Janung, and good hustle on the Crown side as well, as Troy Brown dove to the ground to try to make a play on that basketball. 17:40 to play here in the first half. Rick Cooper and the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network will carry every game of this MidEast Region Championship. Underneath, Janung, who had his shot blocked from behind by Farmer. It'll stay with KCU. Knights in the home white with the red numbers. Crown the visiting black with the purple numbers. Knights out of Grayson, Kentucky, Northeast Kentucky, and Crown out of Powell, Tennessee, suburb of Knoxville. Janung, top of the key between the circles. This is Ace Puckett, 11 points, 6 rebounds. Left wing, it's Darden. Looking underneath for Derek Lawson, who put it up no, but he was fouled, and he will shoot 2. And it may have been Farmer under there, undersized, against the bigger Derek Lawson. And it is the case. Foul on Farmer is his first, team second. Derek Lawson really has turned it on of late, talking with assistant coach Grady Lowe pregame, and just really singing the praises of this young fella. Had 37 in a game here late in the second semester, but the first free throw is no good. Substitutions for Crown, a couple of them, among them Spencer Owens, the junior from Shelby, North Carolina, that averages 4 points and had 6 in this building last night in their overtime win, 75-72 over Welch. Lawson splits a pair, and it has tied this game at 6 apiece with 17-13 to play in the first half. Rick Cooper, great to have you with us from the Maxwell Leadership Center here on the campus of Ohio Christian University. Free throw line extended, it's Humphrey, kicks it over to Owens, trying to work his way into the lane, threw it up off the glass, no good, and Puckett grabs the rebound. Puckett to Janung. Janung, little stop and start, nice pass underneath. Lawson got it blocked once, he got it again, and he put it in. Little stop and start, he set up Lawson, who got it blocked from behind, and give credit to the freshman for staying with it, and rose up on the other side of the rim and dropped it in. 8-6, KCU by 2 here, about 3.5 minutes into the opening half of this MidEast Region semi. Humphrey to the right baseline, into the lane. Manus, the freshman from Lewis Center, Ohio, and his runner a little bit out of control. It was no good, and it went out of bounds off of Janung. It'll stay with Crown. Troy Brown will sit down. His first appearance for Jaden Cook, the 6-foot sophomore from Bristol, Tennessee. Older brother Ethan was a member of this team a season ago. One of the bigs at 6'7" was Ethan Cook. 3 on the shot clock, 2 on the clock. They're going to get one off, but it did not hit the rim, and that is a 35-second shot clock violation. Yeah, Ethan Cook, one of the guys they lost from this team a year ago, as Dwayne Hickman calls him, a big body. He was our anchor defensively. They also lost a 4-year starter and a 1,000-point scorer, Houston Sherrod. And, of course, KCU lost arguably the biggest weapon in this region from a year ago, talking about Blandon Juice Clemens, who finished up his eligibility in 2012. Darden into the lane, his shot blocked out of bounds by Nate Humphrey. Here comes Hickman, here comes Farmer, here comes Grant back into the game for Crown. Yeah, KCU lost some serious firepower from a year ago with Clemens as well as Drew Johnson. Clemens averaged 22.9 a season ago. Johnson averaged 15.8. You combine that with DeMarcus Jackson, and that is a lot of losses from a season ago. KCU loses the basketball. 2-on-2 break, Farmer to the rim, and he lost it off his hip out of bounds. Johnson was a second-team region performer. Blandon Clemens, first-team region player of the year, first-team All-American. And again, Clemens and Johnson, worth noting, that duo made 141 threes a season ago while combining to average 39 points per game. And All of that said, it's a good lead into why KCU head coach Ron Reed was named Region Coach of the Year this morning at the MidEast breakfast that they have here. And when they were giving out the hardware, KCU to come in at 13-15 after losing all of that firepower. Reed has done a really nice job. Left wing, it's Janung to Puckett. Puckett back to Janung. Got a pretty good look from three. That thing missed everything and was about 5 feet too short. Rebound, Farmer leaking to the other end. Hickman had his shot blocked by Clay McKenzie, and they're going to get a foul on Clay, and he can't believe the call. Ron Reed applauds the effort, and the foul on Clay McKenzie is his first and the team first. Region Player of the Year award earlier today was given out as well, and that was given to Wesley Russell, the sophomore from Centennial High School. Substitution for KCU, Andrew Roberts is in. David Darden sits down. Roberts, the freshman from Betsy Lane, Kentucky, averaging better than 6 points a game. Second free throw is no good as well, but rebound offensively by 23, Jaden Cook. Good hustle as they come into the table here at press row. Getting down on the ground, Andrew Roberts here at the table. He's okay. The equipment's okay, I think, JT. 14:59 to play. Both of these teams play so hard. That's the one thing that I have said every time I've seen both the Royal Crusaders and the Knights. May not always have the most talent, but boy, do they play hard. KCU will jump off a bridge for their head coach, Ron Reed. I mean, that's just the kind of effort that they give him on a day in and day out basis. And Colin Hickman, who had 19 yesterday, a team high 19, is off to a good start here. He's got 5 points. Nate Humphrey and Chad Manus to the table for Crown. They will check in at the next dead ball. Janung, the lefty, to the left elbow, little stop and start, double team momentarily. This is Clay McKenzie, the senior, kind of heaved that thing very unorthodox to the rim, missed it, threw another one up, no good. Puckett an offensive rebound and put it in. McKenzie took a shot as he put up that second shot and is rubbing his eye, maybe checking for blood. He's trying to continue to play, and a stop and start at the other end. Josh Farmer with his first two, and McKenzie, as you can see him on the right wing, still grimacing in some pain, and now they're going to stop play. The umpire, Dave Gross, spots that McKenzie having some trouble after, again, it didn't happen on the first attempt. It was the second attempt underneath the basket that he took a shot, and he's going to stay in the game. He looks like he'll be all right as Uzi Amuche does check in. First appearance, just love that name. Uzi Amuche, the freshman from Dublin, Ireland. Mom is an ambassador, has spent some time working in Africa, but most recently in Dublin, Ireland. Uzi Amuche, quite a story, 17 years old, very limited basketball experience, but Dwayne Hickman calls him a sponge that is just soaking up everything they give him in terms of basketball, and isn't that a great quality to have in life? As Lawson hit again. A sponge. Just the more teachable you can be in life, the better you're going to be in just about anything. And Uzi Amuche increasing by leaps and bounds this season for Dwayne Hickman and the Royal Crusaders. Underneath, they try to lob it to Humphrey. No, didn't get there, but it was deflected to Amuche. Three on the way by Manus. He put it in. Not exactly the way they drew it up, but Dwayne Hickman will take it. And it has given Crown a 14-12 advantage. So an ill-advised pass leads to three. Roberts and Humphrey colliding underneath. Lawson into the lane. Put it on the rim, no good. Tip up, no good. Lawson again, this time no, but he was fouled and he'll shoot two. Foul is going to be charged to number 12, Colin Hickman, and that is number 2. So Dwayne Hickman, a decision to make here with his son, an honorable mention region performer, and has 2 here at the 12:49 mark of this first half. Lawson to the line, first one is up and in. He split a pair a moment ago. Lawson already with 6 points in this game, and Colin Hickman will sit down as Spencer Owens checks back in for him. Hickman sits with 5 points and 2 fouls. Owens back, scoreless. Second free throw, good again for Derek Lawson. He has a team-high 7 points, and this basketball game is tied at 14. Uzi Amuche to the left side, and Humphrey, who got the step, went into the lane. Grant was there to try to draw the charge. Roberts, I beg your pardon, but Humphrey did a nice job avoiding the contact, but he could not finish. Right side, it's Derek Lawson. Lawson looking underneath for Puckett. Instead gets it back out to Janung with 17 on the shot clock. 12:18 to play here in the first half. Rick Cooper in the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network. Shot clock down to 10. McKenzie looking to work, trying to set up Roberts. Roberts thought about a three, went to the rim, offensive foul. Amuche blocked his shot, but it was number 10, Spencer Owens, that stepped in and drew the player control foul on Andrew Roberts, I beg your pardon. It's his first and the team second. 12:07 to play first half. Tied at 14. Walking it up the floor is the freshman backup point guard. His name is Chad Manus. Manus from Northwest Columbus, up in Lewis Center, one of the fastest growing communities in the country. And a cut right there as Daniel Grant found a way to get right into the teeth of that KCU zone. He found a crevice and he took advantage. Puckett to the other end. Double pumped, it counts, and it fouled. Hung on the rim momentarily, score the basket for Ace Puckett. The foul is on Amuche. His first, team fourth. Boy, a little dramatic pause right there as that thing hung on the rim. Scoggins back in. Amuche sits down for Crown. Darden is in. Roberts will sit down. Darden back in for KCU scoreless, and so is the freshman Andrew Roberts. One more free throw here for Puckett. The three-point opportunity is no good. Offensive rebound. Lawson falling to the floor. Still had the strength to muscle it up onto the backboard and find a way to put it in. 18-16. 11:23 to play in the half. Right baseline, it's Owens. Owens now picked up by Lawson, looking for somebody. That somebody is Farmer for three. On the rim, no good, and something underneath. We'll see who they charge this to. They're going to charge this, I believe, to Darden, who was banging, trying to grab the defensive rebound. On David Darden, his first, team third. Looking to inbound is Manus. Manus still looking. Finally goes right wing to Owens. Little catch and shoot from 6 feet, no good. Got an offensive rebound and tried to shoot it in midair, and that's number 2 on David Darden. So the fouls beginning to pile up as Darden now with 2 fouls for KCU, and Colin Hickman with 2 for Crown. Andrew Roberts going to come in here. You better believe it's for David Darden. KCU over the years very, very rarely will play a player with 2 fouls in a first half. Goes back to the Hall of Fame coach Dick Dameron that Ron Reed was fortunate to have been an assistant to for 1 season. Dameron always had that policy. You get a second foul, you're done for the remainder of the half. The first free throw is up and in, and the second one is good again. So Daniel Grant, the senior from Londonderry, New Hampshire, a 4-year basketball and 4-year soccer player, connects on 2, and he's tied this game at 18 apiece with 11 minutes to play in the half. Near that left elbow, Puckett will step through. Scoggins held his ground. Back out to McKenzie, 10:50 to play in the half, 18-18, into the lane, Lawson off the window and in. Lawson has really turned it on. Remember, this is a guy that did not play in the first meeting on the January the 15th for personal reasons against OCU, but has been back, joined this team second semester, and basketball will stay here with Crown, but has really started playing good basketball, and I would throw Dylan Janung in that same sentence. What a luxury he has been. The KCU point guard picked up at the semester has really provided some stability to this basketball team. They had Andrew Roberts at that position much of the first semester, but just out of position was Roberts playing, and they're going to get a foul here as Janung tried to bring it up the floor, and they're going to charge it to number 2, Troy Brown. I thought Janung may have taken a step before the contact, but not called. They call the foul instead on Troy Brown. Again, it's his first, team 5th. Lawson will inbound right in front of us with 10:15 to play here in the first of 3 MidEast Region semifinal games tonight from the Maxwell Leadership Center here at OCU. Janung to Lawson, a step inside that 3-point line. This is Clay McKenzie, KCU's leading scorer. About under 10 minutes now to play, 15 on the shot clock. As Puckett holds it in no hurry. Shot clock is at 10. He's finally looking for some help. Now with 7 on the clock, Janung gonna try to set it up. Shot clock is down to 4, down to 3, down to 2. He put it on the rim, no. Tip up by Puckett, no good. Ball on the floor. Couple players on the floor, and it's taken away by Crown, and eventually into the hands of Manus. 2-on-2 break. Manus, 6-footer on the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, Manus, and he was trying to reset, but McKenzie came from behind and slapped it out of bounds. It'll stay with Crown. .9:25 to play in the first half, and a stoppage right now. You're gonna let a sub come in for 13, Andrew Roberts, as Gabe Antrobus checks in, the 5'10 freshman from Falmouth, Kentucky, that actually played for a KCU alum. Talking about John Worth down in that area. Worth, an assistant coach, but was the guy that pointed Antrobus to KCU, and Clay McKenzie and Ron Reed both not happy with that call. That's going to keep the possession with Crown. I can see Janung trying to get the attention of the KCU staff. He's ready to get a breather. Steal by KCU. Janung to the other end, put it up, no, but he was fouled and will shoot 2. Couple Royal Crusaders in the vicinity, and it's going to be Troy Brown, the guilty party. It's number 2 on Troy Brown. It's number 6 on this team. And so KCU will shoot free throws on every Crown foul from this point on here in the first half. The southpaw Janung ready and no good on the first. It's free throw number 6 of this game already for KCU. Back in is 23, Jaden Cook for Crown. He returns scoreless. As sitting down is Troy Brown with 2. Second free throw, no good again. So KCU came in a 65% free throw shooting team. They're 3 of 7 here in this first half for 43%. 9 minutes to play first half. Top of the key, Humphrey. Humphrey near the free throw line, extended. Pen his pocket pick. Taken away by Antrobus, who got it to Janung, and Janung fouled as he came up the floor. It was a late call, and it's going to be charged to Jaden Cook. It's his first, and it is the 7th on the team. So with 8:54 to play in the first half, it should be a 1-and-1, and took Grady Lowe asking for on the KCU bench. Hands in the air, gesturing that 1-and-1, and the men in stripes see it, and now it'll be Dylan Janung right back to where he was a moment ago. 20-18, Knights by 2. Janung, the southpaw, bends the knees and misses the front end of the 1-and-1. So the free throw woes continue. Crown the rebound. Manus into the lane to Scoggins, who put it off the glass and in. Set up by Chad Manus. Scoggins isn't going to do much on his own offensively, but when you allow Manus to get in there and set him up, he'll make you pay. And Clay McKenzie, speaking of making you pay, just hit his second 3 of the first half. He's got 6 points. Right baseline, it's Humphrey to Manus. This here is sophomore Jaden Cook from Tennessee High School in Bristol, Tennessee. Left wing, it's Manus. Picked up there by Antrobus. Out of the top of the key again, it's Jaden Cook with 10 on the clock. Right wing, Humphrey. Underneath to Manus, 12-footer on the rim, no good. Tip out to Owens, fresh 35. Owens into the lane, tough shot there as he double pumped. He was fading towards that baseline, and Probably did a good job at just hitting the rim. Tough play. Underneath, Puckett from up close. Off the window, no. Antrobus double pump, no good. Antrobus an offensive rebound. Ball slapped out of his hands to Puckett. Back out to Antrobus inside that three-point line. 17-footer, no good. And the rebound by Scoggins for Crown. 23-20 KCU. Owens into the lane. Owens 5-footer, missed everything, and the ball out of bounds off Scoggins back to KCU. Owens made a great move and then shot an air ball from 5 or 6 feet. So a couple substitutions for Dwayne Hickman's Royal Crusaders. Among them, well, Scoggins sits down as Amuche is in for him. It'll be Manus, Farmer, Hickman, Humphrey, and Amuche. So unlike KCU that kind of sits guys with 2 fouls, Dwayne Hickman going to roll the dice a little bit and bring in his son Colin Hickman back with 5 points and 2 personals. So we'll see how that plays out. They're going to put him on McKenzie, and there's a steal by Hickman. It's a 3-on-1 break. Hickman to Humphrey, reverse up and in. Nicely done by Colin Hickman. He set all of that up. He forced the defender to stop basketball, and then once he did, he dropped it off to Nate Humphrey. First team MidEast region performer, better than 1,400 points in his illustrious career, 3-year career, I might add, as Clay McKenzie just hit again. McKenzie's got 3 threes in this game. Ron Reed saying some nice things about McKenzie as Farmer got into the lane and was fouled on the floor. We'll see who they charge this to. It's going to be charged to number 13, Andrew Roberts. It's his second. Ace Puckett asking for a breather, but Ron Reed on Clay McKenzie. He said he's as good of a person as I've ever coached. Pretty nice statement from a guy that's been coaching for 27 years, 68 years old, Ron Reed, and really has enjoyed the time he's had with Clay McKenzie. Looking to inbound is Hickman. That foul, as we said, number 2 on Roberts, number 5 on the team. Shot up close by Crown, no good. And Clay McKenzie, the senior, with the defensive rebound for KCU. Knights by 4. Janung lost it and lost it out of bounds, and it sure looked like Dylan Janung touched that basketball last, and somebody on that Crown bench must have said something, because Dave Nash, a real good guy, but he gave him a real long stare as if to say, I really should probably hit you with a T right now, but I'm going to just give you a stare and let you know that I mean business. And now he's having words with a couple guys over there, but it sure looked like Janung was the guy that touched it last. So KCU maybe gets a break there as 25 Trevor Hunt, the freshman from Dry Ridge, Kentucky, checks in. Dry Ridge, the home of a former KCU Knight. Reminds me of Sean West, a member of those teams at KCU in the early 90s, won a national championship at KCU. Prior to Dry Ridge as well. Right side McKenzie, underneath Darden, who took it to the rim but could not finish. Nate Humphrey, the defensive rebound. Crown looking to cut this to a 1-possession game. Farmer on the baseline, and they're going to get a blocking foul on Dylan Janung. Foul on Janung is his first, and it's the team's 6, so no free throws just yet. Looking to inbound is Colin Hickman under the Crown basket. Hickman looking underneath to Nate Humphrey. Humphrey back out to Hickman. Hickman into the lane, lost the basketball, back to Humphrey. Right of center, 3 by Farmer, backside of the iron, no good, and Clay McKenzie up high for the defensive rebound. Get it to Janung, who's double teamed, and they're going to get a reach in, and that's going to be number 3 on Colin Hickman. So they roll the dice, if you will, and the dice not favorable as Hickman picks up his 3rd with 5:32 to play here in the first half. And so Ron Reed plays conservative and keeps his player with 2 fouls. On the bench, 26-22, 5:32 to play. Hickman with 3 has to sit down, and Janung missed another free throw. He is having an awful time at the charity stripe. 3 of 9 for 33% are the Knights. And a 3 slapped out of bounds off of Crown, apparently. Michael Julin, the sophomore from Decatur, Illinois, didn't think it was that way. Felt like it went off of Janung, but it'll go to KCU. 5:20 to play first half. 26-22 Knights. First of 3 today in this building. OCU and Johnson women will play next in the only MidEast semifinal for the women today. Lawson up close, no good, and it's either Farmer or Humphrey that committed the foul. And are going to charge it to number 4, Josh Farmer, and that's number 2 on him. So a foul update. Troy Brown, Josh Farmer with 2 apiece for Crown. Colin Hickman with 3. And on the KCU side, Andrew Roberts and David Darden, both with 2 fouls apiece. First free throw is up and in for Derek Lawson. He is working on a 12-point first half. Scoggins is back in for Crown. One more here for Derek Lawson, who bends the knees, rim, backboard, rim and in. 13 for the freshman from Olive Hill. It's given KCU a 28-22 advantage. Top of the key, Humphrey to fire a 3, and he hit it. I heard Ron Reed yelling, "Get up!" He wanted them to close that gap. And it was Humphrey that was a day late and $1 short. I beg your pardon, it was not. It was Lawson on Humphrey that was late. Lawson to try to answer. 18-footer is no good, and the rebound into the hands of Farmer. 3-on-2 advantage. Into the lane. Manus shot blocked by Janung. Janung looking to run. McKenzie to the other end, laid it up and in. In transition, Crown had a 3-on-2 advantage, and they turn it over here as well. Dwayne Hickman trying to calm down the troops. It's 30-25 KCU. I'll tell you exactly what happened in transition. Crown had a 3-on-2 advantage, and the guy with the basketball, what they did this so well earlier, did not force one of the 2 KCU defenders to stop the basketball. And so he got rid of it before the defender committed to him, and it was pandemonium at that point. I hope that makes sense. When you have the basketball, you have got to go to the rim until somebody stops you from going to the rim. And Crown did it earlier with Hickman and Humphrey in transition. They did not do it well there. 30-25, nearing 4 minutes to play in the half. Looking to inbound is Lawson. Out to the point guard, Janung. Nearing 4 minutes to play. Gabe Antrobus is checked back in, the freshman from Falmouth, Kentucky. Back to McKenzie, underneath to Antrobus, who left his feet and was fortunate to live to talk about it. Kicked it back out to McKenzie, who hit again. 14 here in the first half for Clay McKenzie. And it is 33-25 underneath Owens. Working against Lawson, got free and went to a reverse and put it in. Good effort there by Spencer Owens. I didn't see who made that pass, but somebody positioned that pass exactly where Owens wanted it. And once Lawson was out of position, he was able to make him pay. It's a full timeout. We'll take a quick break with him. 33-27 KCU. This is the MidEast Region Tournament here on the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network.
You're watching the NCCAA Division II MidEast Region Finals. Today's exciting tournament action brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza. Handmade pan pizza with 2 layers of cheese, toppings to the edge, and a crust made from fresh dough. Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike.
Subway, eat fresh.
Subway, eat fresh.
ServiceMaster Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077.
Fairfield Christian Academy is pleased to offer students from preschool to high school an education of excellence, mid-state league sports, archery, media, drama, and music. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
That round number 15, Gary Antrobus, as his first.
Antrobus committed the foul. Farmer will go to the line and shoot two. Crown a 63% free throw shooting team. Farmer at 69%, and the first one bounces around and drops in. 3 points for Josh Farmer. Best catch and shooter, best catch and shoot guy I've got is what Dwayne Hickman says about Josh Farmer. I can spit it out. Farmer with 4 points, second-year starter, second-year player, and will eventually move from that one spot to the two. As Dwayne Hickman says, when I find a suitable replacement, they'd like to have Farmer on the wing and not at the point. Janung into the lane, shot it too hard, but the reason may have been somebody got him on the arm wearing black, and that somebody, it looks like it's going to be 21 Steven Scoggins. Foul on Scoggins is his first and the team 10th. A couple free throws coming up here for Janung. He's a 77% free throw shooter, but he has struggled here in the first half, and that one looks perfect. First one up and in. Janung with his first point of the game. Antrobus will sit down. The freshman sits scoreless, as back in is 25 Trevor Hunt. He returns scoreless as well. Second one for Janung is up and in again. So Janung with his first 2 points in this basketball game, and KCU up by 6, 35-29. We're under 3 minutes to play in the half. Left baseline Farmer, little stop and start, and it worked. The defense has a tendency to raise those hips. They're down in a stance, that little stop and start. You kind of think the play is going to end. They raised up, and boy, did he take advantage and go to the basket. And Puckett clobbered in the head at the other end. He'll shoot two. The foul is on senior Nate Humphrey. It's his first. Team's 11th. And Ace Puckett, the sophomore from Olive Hill, he's a tri-captain on this team with Clay McKenzie and David Darden. Ron Reed had a nice statement about this young fella. He said if he's 6'6", he's playing at Moorhead State. So obviously that's a nice compliment about Puckett at 6'4". Has all the tools to do some things special, just doesn't have the size to play at a bigger school, and it's really been an asset here at KCU. Second one is no good. Humphrey had it, and Hunt slapped it out of bounds, but it's going to stay with the Knights. No, they changed that call. Dave Nash gestured the wrong way. He's going to say, no, Crown basketball. So the Crusaders, Royal Crusaders, trailing by 5 with 2:24 to play in the first half. Stick around at halftime. We'll have a look at the first half numbers, give you a quick preview of what is to be, lays ahead later tonight at 6 and 8. As Humphrey tried to go backdoor, Owens tried to hit him, but a couple KCU Knights in the vicinity, and they slap it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Royal Crusaders. 22 on the shot clock, 2:10 to play here in the first half. Inbound to Nate Humphrey, double team. Janung nearly picked his pocket from behind. Shot clock down to 15. The first half game clock is at exactly 2 minutes. Farmer picked up his dribble in a little bit of trouble, gets it to Owens. Shot clock at 5, down to 3, trying to get to the rim. Good help defense there by Puckett that blocked it out of bounds with 2 on the shot clock. So we'll see what Dwayne Hickman elects to do here with 2 on the clock. Minute 50 to play in the first half. 36-31 Knights by 5. Inbound, and they're going to call a push on Trevor Hunt. With 1 on the clock, he pushes on the inbound, and it is a 1-and-1 opportunity as well. So the Knights on the verge of forcing a 35-second shot clock turnover. Instead, it could turn into 2 points here as number 2 Troy Brown to the line for the 1-and-1. He's only a 53% shooter and misses on the front end. So KCU, an opportunity to extend on a 5-point advantage. Janung into the lane, threw it off the glass and in. Tough shot made look easy by Dylan Janung. 4 points. Quickly to the other end. Farmer finger rolled it up and in. 8 points for Josh Farmer. 38-33. Clay McKenzie to Puckett. Around the horn, it's Janung. With it is Derek Lawson now, the freshman, with 17 on the shot clock. Lawson had it slapped loose from behind. Ball on the floor, Janung on the floor, and what's going to be the call here? I think Janung had possession of that basketball with his rear end or his foot on the sideline, and that is going to be the call. Crown basketball here with 1:07 to play in the first half. 38-33. Crown looking to make this a 1-possession game with a field goal here. Left wing, it's Farmer. Make that Brown. Now left wing, Owens. Top of the key, Farmer. Knights in that 2-3 zone or 2-1-2 zone. Puckett kind of rotating between the free throw line and getting into the back. Almost a, yeah, it's a 2-1-2. Into the lane. Owens put it up and in. Second field goal for Spencer Owens. This is a 1-possession game. 38-35, 30 seconds to play. Lawson on the baseline, takes a look at the shot clock and then elects to bring it back out. There's about a 2.5-second differential between the shot clock, maybe about 2.5. We'll leave it at that. 15 seconds to play. Right side, it's McKenzie. McKenzie double teamed and he threw it away. It's going to be an over and back. Humphrey thought about making a play on the basketball, but it was Derek Lawson that was the first guy to touch it behind that timeline, and the Royal Crusaders can have an opportunity to get within 1 or possibly tie it with a 3. Inbound to Farmer. Farmer with 5. Farmer with 4. Farmer goes left wing to Owens, who put it up on a baseline runner at the buzzer, and that's how the first half is going to end. Crown with a 4-0 run to end the first half, and it has cut a KCU advantage that was 5 all the way down to 1. 38-37 is our halftime score. Coming up, we'll take a look at the first half numbers and give you a preview of what lies ahead later today on semifinal action here at the 2013 MidEast Region Tournament. Let's take a 3-minute timeout. Back with more after this here on the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Today's MidEast Region Finals brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza. Handmade pan pizza with 2 layers of cheese, toppings to the edge, and a crust made from fresh dough. Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike.
Subway. Eat fresh.
Subway. Eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077.
Fairfield Christian Academy is pleased to offer students from preschool to high school an education of excellence, mid-state league sports, archery, media, drama, and music. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
I'm home, and I love it. I'm home, where I belong.
It's always nice to come home, but many Americans are at risk of foreclosure and losing their homes. Making home affordable from the U.S. government has already helped over 1 million struggling homeowners like these. The sooner you act, the better chance we can help you.
I belong.
Game 38-37 here at the intermission. First of 3 today. Coming up, as you see on the floor right now, guys, if we can get a shot of the OCU women out there, most of them wearing their orange MidEast region tournament t-shirts that OCU has provided, ordered, secured for every team in this region. At the other end of the floor are the Johnson University Lady Jags, the 3 seed out of Knoxville, Tennessee, and it will be number 2 OCU and number 3 Johnson here in the MidEast region semis in women's basketball when this one ends. Scheduled for a 6 p.m. start tonight, and the winner will take on number 1 KCU. The Lady Knights do not have to play today. There's only 3 teams in this region that are competing for the championship. Appalachian and Welch have women's teams, but they are not electing to participate in region play, and so the number 1 seed, a big advantage, I would think, to not have to play. They've already punched their ticket to the MidEast region final tomorrow. They will play the winner of this game at 1 p.m. One of the storylines on this game on the floor right now with the women is that OCU going to have to do it without Olivia Davis. Davis tweaked a knee earlier in the week, had an MRI. They're still waiting on results. She expects to be back for the national tournament, but she does not believe, having talked to Olivia, that she's going to be cleared at any time to play this weekend. So that is a huge storyline in this game. We'll get Mandy Ray's thoughts on that in the pregame as we get you set for OCU and Johnson a little bit later on. So back for OCU is Asia Woodson. Woodson took a shot a week and a half ago, took a shot in the Tuesday game here against Alice Lloyd, took a shot to the eye, and she was not able to play this past weekend against Johnson. Is now wearing, well, she's not wearing them right now on the floor. She was practicing yesterday with some protective eyewear on. We'll see if she wears those today. May not be wearing them right now during the shoot-around, but Woodson is back. Olivia Davis is out, so we'll see how that affects OCU today. We'll see how it affects them tomorrow if they are fortunate to move on to the MidEast region final against KCU. Let's take a look at the scoring numbers in this first half for KCU. It was the Lawson and McKenzie show. They scored 27 of KCU's 38 points. McKenzie with 14, Lawson added 13, Ace Puckett popped in 5, and Dylan Janung with 4 points late in that first half for KCU. The Knights did not shoot free throws very well either. We talked a lot about Crown. They're only 8 of 15 in that first half for 53%. For Crown, 7 different players scored. It was Josh Farmer, their starting point guard, that finished with 8. Spencer Owens added 6. Colin Hickman popped in 5. Nate Humphrey, the All-American, added 5 as well. 4 apiece for Daniel Grant and Steven Scoggins. 3 for Chad Manus, and 2 in that first half for Troy Brown. And Crown only 57% from the charity stripe, 4 of 7. Some other statistics that you junkies that love the game of basketball might want to know. In terms of the battle of the backboards, it is KCU with it's Crown with a 21-20 advantage in that first half. Leading rebounder for Crown is Nate Humphrey with 5 rebounds. Derek Lawson with 5 rebounds to lead KCU. Turnovers, both teams doing a pretty good job in that area. KCU only 5 turnovers, Crown with 4. In terms of assists, the leading assist man for Crown with 3 is Josh Farmer. Leading assist man for KCU is their point guard Dylan Janung with 2 assists. Shooting numbers, KCU 42% from the field, 13 of 31. Crown 15 of 31 on 2s for 48%. The Knights 57% behind the arc, 4 out of 7. Crown 3 of 8 shooting on 3s for 38%. We gave you the free throw numbers. Neither of them very pretty. KCU 53% and Crown 57%. In terms of foul trouble, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on Colin Hickman, who picked up his 3rd KCU had a 4-point lead, 26-22, when he got his third at the 5:32 mark. So give credit to the Royal Crusaders, who actually cut into that 4-point advantage, now trailing by only 1 point, but he has 3. Josh Farmer with 2, Troy Brown with 2. On the KCU side, Andrew Roberts and David Darden both with 2 fouls apiece. So those are your halftime numbers. We're at the intermission of MidEast semifinal number 1 of 3. The Johnson and OCU women will follow at 6 p.m. and then tonight the second men's semifinal of the day will pit your number 1 ranked Trailblazers at 22-8, 10-0 in the MidEast region. They will take on the Boys College Bulldogs, the 5 seed at 9-18, 4-7 in MidEast region play. The Bulldogs had to play last night in this building and they beat Johnson 72-62 in the quarterfinals. The Bulldogs trailed 35-32 at the half, but they outscored Johnson 40-27 in the second. It was a big day for sophomore Eric Farley. He's only 5'10", but he is fearless getting into the lane at 22 points to lead boys. Honorable mention All-American Ethan Ammon, 20 points and 8 rebounds as well. And junior Cole Kreider was the third weapon, had only 8 points, but he went with a game-high 16 rebounds. It was Ricky Bowen, the sophomore first-team MidEast region performer, that led the Jags. Johnson with 21 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, and 2 blocks. So boys, the 5 seed advances to the regional semis. That game will actually be a rematch of a game in the MidEast region tournament a season ago when OCU knocked off Boyce 94-67 in the regional semis down at Boyce. The Trailblazers shot 63% from the field. They shot 47% on threes, 9 of 19. 11 different Trailblazers scored in that game. 5 of them scored double digits. It was senior DeLorean Glanton for Pride of Cleveland, Ohio, 17 points. Sophomore Wesley Russell added 15 points. Ethan Ammon led Boyce with 33 and 10. He was 9 of 20 from the field. So OCU going to try to win another regional championship. Standing in their way is Boyce tonight and either Crown or KCU tomorrow at 3 p.m. in this building. But right now, it is the 2 seed, KCU 38, the 3 seed Crown 37. It is a 1-point advantage for the 2 seed. The Knights will have second half action coming up after this timeout here on the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network.
You're watching the NCCAA Division II MidEast Region Finals. Today's exciting tournament action brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza. Handmade pan pizza with 2 layers of cheese, toppings to the edge, and a crust made from fresh dough. Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike.
Subway. Eat fresh.
Subway. Eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077.
Fairfield Christian Academy is pleased to offer students from preschool to high school an education of excellence. Mid-State League sports, archery, media, drama, and music. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
Cotton balls, duct tape, spoon, needle, thread, scalpel.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
I knew that attending Ohio Christian University
would prepare me for whatever lies ahead.
What I didn't know is how I would pay for my education.
I wondered how complex the process was and if I would be eligible to receive financial aid.
Well, that's when I found the OCU Financial Aid website.
At Ohio Christian, the process is simple.
The OCU Financial Aid website provided me with the information I needed to start and complete the process. I learned how to fill out my free application for federal student aid. Soon after completing my FAFSA, an Ohio Christian Financial Aid counselor determined which aid was available for me and answered all my questions about my options.
options like grants and work study,
student loans and scholarships.
An Ohio Christian University education is within my reach.
If you are concerned about finances, as I used to be, I encourage you to take the next step. Fill out your FAFSA today.
For assistance, call Ohio Christian University at 1-877-7-OCU now or visit us at ohiochristian.edu.
Today's MidEast Region Finals brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza. Handmade pan pizza with 2 layers of cheese, toppings to the edge, and a crust made from fresh dough. Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike.
Subway. Eat fresh.
Subway. Eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077.
Fairfield Christian Academy is pleased to offer students from preschool to high school an education of excellence, mid-state league sports, archery, media, drama, and music. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
Hey, how's it going?
Sir, are you okay?
What? Oh, this? It's probably nothing. I'm sure it'll go away.
Go away? But, sir, that can't be good.
No, it's cool. Really.
Do you want a napkin or something?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this. So why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately. Because time lost is brain lost.
Well, obtaining a college degree is important to me because I'm a single mother. I work full-time and I want a better life for me and my son, and I realize I'm the only one that can do that.
I needed the convenience of being able to work full-time as well as still get my bachelor's degree in psychology, as well as be a part of a family and be a wife.
Obtaining a college degree to me means that I can further my career in getting a better job, as well as meeting my end goal, which would be to become a professor someday.
Here at Ohio Christian University, we offer programs in a convenient format to help serve the adult that might not have time to go to school during the day or take classes multiple days during the week. We offer classes one night a week. You take one class at a time, either in an on-site format, or if you prefer online, we offer online classes just the same, one class at a time.
The AGS program is set up to where it's very convenient for me as a working adult to be able to still obtain my bachelor's degree.
The flexibility is very good with the AGS program. I can do my homework whenever I have time, whether it's at night or if I'm up early in the morning, I can do it at that time. And really you can work a full-time job and go to school full-time at the same time. So convenience is one of the greater advantages to the AGS program.
The sky is the limit with the flexibility at Ohio Christian University.
You have the option to attend class at one of our 12 locations, and you can choose whichever is most convenient, closest to your home or closest to your workplace. If that doesn't work for you, you also have the option to take class online without ever having to step foot into a classroom. One other neat aspect is that you only have to register for all of your classes one time. There's no standing in line and no additional waiting.
We invite you to attend Ohio Christian University.
Second half action just underway, 38-37. Crown with under 10 on the shot clock as Hickman heaved it up at the rim. No good. Offensive rebound, Scoggins, and a fresh 35. Crown trailing by 1 as we begin second half play. First possession of this second half. It's Farmer, make that Brown underneath to Humphrey, and ball slapped out of his hand, and Humphrey and Puckett colliding. Puckett took a shot to the bridge of his nose. Looks like he is still grimacing in some pain. Scoggins right wing to Troy Brown. Back out to Farmer, looking underneath for Humphrey. Little fadeaway. Rainbow shot from 12 feet, a little bit too strong, and Lawson the rebound for KCU. Lawson to the right wing and Clay McKenzie. McKenzie underneath to Puckett. Puckett, little turnaround, 6-footer, nicely done. Good move there by Ace Puckett. 40-37. Hickman to Farmer. Farmer back to Hickman. Firing a three on the rim, no good. Up high, Dylan Janung, the point guard for the rebound. Janung looking to force the issue into the lane. Shot up close, no good by Puckett, but he was fouled and will shoot two. Foul is going to be charged to 21 Steven Scoggins. It's number 2 on him, and it is number 1 on the Royal Crusaders here in the final 20 minutes. Couple free throws coming up here for Ace Puckett, the tri-captain on this team. Attended Ashland Community College back in 2010, 2011. Free throw woes continue. Manus is in. Farmer sits down for Crown. Is in the nursing program at KCU. Love what Ron Reed says about Puckett. He said, if I'm going to fight and I need somebody on my side, I'm not sure I want Ace, is what he said, though I'm not sure he would throw a punch. He's a gentle giant, but split a pair there, 41-37, as we near 18 minutes to play in the game. Number 2 and number 3, the winner will take on the second men's semifinal winner tonight, as number 1 OCU and number 5 Boyce will get underway at 8 p.m. tonight. Brown to the right wing and Nate Humphrey. Humphrey right baseline, trying to go baseline to baseline, and they're going to say Nate Humphrey had a right foot on that baseline before he made the pass. It's a turnover back to KCU. The Knights lead 41-37. They have scored the only 3 points of this second half in 2 minutes and some change. Looking to inbound is Lawson. Crown with a little bit of token pressure here, but they get it to Darden, and Nate Humphrey retreats to the right forecourt. Darden picked up his dribble and had it taken out of his hands. Was kind of lazy, not very strong with the basketball, and Humphrey made him pay. Manus makes him pay as well. Surprised how casual, that's not the word, that's the word, not lazy, how casual number 11, David Darden, was with the basketball. He was under some serious pressure and should have been fighting for his life, and when he wasn't, it was Humphrey that took it right out of his hands. McKenzie's three, no good. McKenzie saved it, but he saved it into the hands of Hickman. It's a 3-on-2 break. Hickman to the other end, lost it, but it'll stay with Crown. Hickman felt like he was fouled as Puckett was underneath there to stop him from going straight to the rim. 41-39, Crown with an opportunity to tie, maybe take the lead with 17-13 to 17-14 to play in the game. Left wing Farmer, back to Manus. Manus got the step, but then tried a one-handed pass that was kicked, and Lawson and McKenzie must have collided, both of them hobbling. Lawson trying to run it off, and I think 13, Andrew Roberts was possibly coming in for somebody else, but you could see the pain that Lawson was in, and Ron Reed shifted gears and has taken Lawson out of this game. McKenzie took a shot as well, but he'll stay in the game. Looking to inbound is Lawson. Make that Hickman, I beg your pardon. To Humphrey, back to Hickman underneath the basket. Little turnaround on the rim and in. 7 points for the senior from Knoxville, Tennessee. Has got his 1,000th point against these KCU Knights on the 15th of February. 3-year starter, came off the bench a season ago, did Hickman, but having a phenomenal senior year. He had 19 and 8 yesterday. Runner right side by McKenzie, and that one didn't look very good. It went out of bounds, and I believe it's going to stay right here with the Knights. So a game of fresh 35. The Crown guys looking at it. Now Dave Gross stops play, wants to talk to Mike Reed to decide whether that shot by Clay McKenzie hit the rim, and they're going to change it to 16 on the shot clock as that thing did not hit the rim. Puckett will do the inbounding. Number 33. Puckett looking, having some trouble, and called a timeout as he couldn't get the basketball in, and it was a dangerous play. And Grady Lowe and Ron Reed talking to him about it, asking whether we want a full or a 30. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. What made that dangerous is that he started walking as he made that timeout, and that was a spot situation where those feet have got to stay still, and so I was very close to Mr. Nash calling steps on that inbound play, but had some grace and granted the timeout. It is a 30. We'll keep it right here. We told you a little bit about KCU, 7 national championships in school history, 24 national tournament appearances, won 3 straight national titles from 95 to 97, won 4 in 5 years from 95 to 97 and 1999. So a great era still as they inbound it to McKenzie, and he can't bring it in. It's an ill-advised throw on that inbound. He could not run it down, and it will go to Crown. They are still, even without a national championship in the last 14 years, they are still the most successful Division II program in terms of national championships. Grace Bible out of Grand Rapids has won 5 in the past 7 seasons, but KCU with 7 overall is the most in Division II history. Hickman, top of the key, his jumper way too strong off the glass, and it went out of bounds, and they're looking for some help as the referee underneath the basket could not see it. They're going to give it to KCU. 16:22 to play. We are tied at 41. Looks like just a retape on freshman Derek Lawson right behind us here by one of the training staff tending to him. He's putting his sock back on and looks like should be able to get back into this basketball game for Ron Reed and KCU. Left side, Darden working his way to the rim, and he put it up and in. That's the football player's side of David Darden. Muscled his way to the basket, the first 2 for the senior from Cincinnati, the senior from Taft High School. And at the other end, another basket up and in by Steven Scoggins on a nice move. He's got a half dozen. 43-43. Darden again, an offensive foul. Trying to dribble drive and dish it to Puckett. And it was Scoggins, I believe it was. Scored at one end and drew a charge on David Darden at the other. It's number 3 on Darden. It's the first on the team. Owens is back in. Troy Brown is in. Manus and Hickman will sit down. Owens is back in for Crown with 6, and Troy Brown returns with 2. And here's a good sign if you're a KCU fan. Derek Lawson back in with 13 points. David Darden will sit down with 2 points and 3 fouls. 15:41 to play in the game. We have gotten no closer to determining a region champ. Still tied at 43. Having played nearly 25 minutes in this basketball game. Right side, it's Farmer. Farmer picked up his dribble, and a blocking foul is going to be called on Andrew Roberts, who doesn't like the call. There was clearly some contact out there, but the men in stripes are going to make that call. There's going to be a lot of free throws shot, I'll say that. Crown will inbound right in front of their own bench. To do so is Nate Humphrey. Goes right wing to Farmer. Farmer working his way to the free throw line, and he lost the basketball. Janung 1-on-3. Janung to the rim. Put it up, no, but he was fouled, and he'll get 2. Going to charge the foul to Josh Farmer. It's his 3rd, team 2nd. Normally, on a 1-on-3 break, you would not want to take it to the basket, but Janung had everybody backpedal, and he was moving so fast in transition that they were not in any kind of position defensively to slow him down, and he sensed it and went right to the basket. First free throw is up and in for Dylan Janung. He has 5 points in this game. 44-43, the Knights have regained the lead. One more for Dylan Janung, the point guard that joined this team 2nd semester. Janung went to another school, I think was going to play baseball, went to another school to do something and was miserable that first semester, came to KCU and has been a hit. He set up McKenzie there, who put it up and in. 16 for Clay McKenzie. KCU a 4-0 run, leads 47-43. This is Spencer Owens. Owens picked up by Derek Lawson. Knights in man-to-man here. 18 on the shot clock. Brown, left wing, Owens, 3 on the rim, no good. Roberts, the defensive rebound. His outlet pass was slapped out of his hands, but eventually got to the freshman guard, Janung. Janung to the left wing, McKenzie working against Humphrey. 2 first-team MidEast region performers guarding each other here on that left baseline on your screen. Right wing, it's Derek Lawson trying to get it to McKenzie. Humphrey overplayed, tried to get the steal. Freed up McKenzie, who drops it off the pocket, who put it up, no, but he'll get 2. It looks like Spencer Owens, the guilty party, who kept his hands up for an extended period of time, as if to say I played straight up, and maybe he did, because the foul is actually going to be charged on Steven Scoggins and not Spencer Owens. It's number 3 on Scoggins, number 3 on the team. And Ace Puckett to the free throw line. He is a 54% free throw shooter, and the first one is up and in. Puckett, looking at my notes, was a 44% free throw shooter a year ago. So the positive is he's increased it by 10%. The negative is it was at 44 and it's now at 54. Uzi Amuche back in. Scoggins will sit down. One more free throw coming up for Ace Puckett. 11.6 points, 6.1 rebounds coming in. He's got 9 in the game. Puckett bends the knees and fires and hits again. So he is the second KCU night in double digits with 10, and he has given KCU a 49-43 advantage. They have outscored Crown 11-6 here in the second half. Looking to inbound is Colin Hickman. Hickman does so to Manus. The backup point guard is checked back in. Went to Troy Brown. Brown lost the basketball. I think he was trying to call a timeout, and instead they call a jump ball between Roberts and Brown, and the possession arrow favors KCU. 2 guys with a lot of head coaching experience. Ron Reed, 27 years of head coaching experience. Dwayne Hickman, 10th season, MidEast Region Coach of the Year from 2010-11. Hickman taking on Ron Reed, this year's MidEast Region Coach of the Year. Reed has coached at Milligan. He's coached at Raceland High School, Russell High School, Anderson County High School, Ohio University, their southern campus in Ironton. He's coached a little bit of everywhere, but this is the place that when KCU called, he wanted to come back and come home, and coached with Dick Dameron. His Puckett caught a miss in midair and put it in. Tell you what, you mentioned the words Dick Dameron to Ron Reed. That man has a special place in Ron Reed's heart. It's emotional every time the name is brought up. 51-43, Knights by 8. They can force it to double digits here. 10-footer is up and in by Derek Lawson. He has 15 in this game, and Dwayne Hickman says, I need a timeout and I need some subs. Nate Humphrey is coming in. So is Josh Farmer, but not before a full timeout. 13 minutes, 13 seconds to play in the game. 53-43 KCU. It's the MidEast Region semis here on the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network.
You're watching the NCCAA Division II MidEast Region Finals. Today's exciting tournament action brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza. Handmade pan pizza with 2 layers of cheese, toppings to the edge, and a crust made from fresh dough. Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike.
Subway, eat fresh.
Subway, eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077.
Fairfield Christian Academy is pleased to offer students from preschool to high school an education of excellence, mid-state league sports, archery, media, drama, and music. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
KCU leads by 10, 13-13 to play in the game. Knights hoping to get to the regional championship game where they'll have an opportunity to win their first region title since 2009. Humphrey back into the game with Hickman. Left baseline, it's Troy Brown off a screen from Hickman. Cross court to Humphrey. Into the lane, kicks it to Hickman. Hickman, 12-footer, tough shot off the glass, no good. Rebound, McKenzie. McKenzie an outlet to Dylan Janung, 53-43. Crown hoping to keep this thing close. The Knights want to blow the doors, the roof off of this building right now and extend this lead. It's 10. Roberts into the lane. Goes right baseline. Lawson, 12-footer, no good. And Humphrey had it, lost it. It's on the floor. 3 players on the floor. They're going to call a foul, I believe, on Ace Puckett, who can't believe the call. And a couple players got tied up. I think it was Humphrey and Roberts. Bodies continue to fly, and the foul is going to be charged to 33 Ace Puckett. Love the effort by both of these teams. Dive into the floor, and I imagine their coaches do as well. 12:23 to play in the game as assistant coach Grady Lowe and the head referee Dave Nash talking about that play. It's the only game these referees are scheduled to do this weekend, as Humphrey got free and put it in. The U2 today, Mike Reed, is actually a standby for tomorrow, but nobody officially scheduled for the regional championship games that is a part of this crew tonight. Under 12 minutes to play. The lead is 8, 53-45. KCU won both regular season meetings by 13 and 19. McKenzie again with a force from about 12 feet. And to the other end, Humphrey put it up and in. Ron Reed wanted a travel that was not called. He's got 9 points in this game. And McKenzie, who has been so effective from the perimeter, has really taken a couple bad shots inside the three-point line. Kind of forced him up, just did not look very comfortable on that one. Roberts to the baseline and Janung. Janung working against Manus. Battle of 2 freshman point guards. Janung a little step through, and somebody got him. I'm not sure it was Manus. Yes, it is going to be Manus. I thought maybe it was the Royal Crusader who came over to try to help, but they are going to charge it to Manus. It's his first and the team 4th. And Dylan Janung, who averages 13 a game along with a team best 3.8 assists, will shoot 2, and the first one, the front of the rim, no good. So what were his numbers in the first half at the charity stripe? Dylan Janung, 2 of 6 from the line in the first half, now 2 of 7, and make it 3 of 8 as he splits a pair. Dylan Janung with 7 points, and KCU's lead is that exact same margin, 7, 54-47. Scoggins underneath, he got free and he put it in. Scoggins and Puckett really battling, and Scoggins got big, got set, created some space, and give credit to the Royal Crusader guard who found him underneath, and nice little jump hook as well by Scoggins. Lawson just inside that 3-point line. Puckett, right side, Janung shows 3. Instead, dribbles to the left wing. Back out to McKenzie. Shot clock is in single digits, down to 7. McKenzie into the lane, and what? It's going to be a blocking foul, and I believe it's going to be charged to Nate Humphrey. Foul on Humphrey is his second, and the team 5th. Couple free throws coming up here for Clay McKenzie. Humphrey, an Ohio boy. We talked about it in yesterday's broadcast from Newark, Ohio. Chad Manus on the floor, number 24 from Lewis Center. Here comes the substitution, number 20, Daniel Grant, the senior from Londonderry, New Hampshire, at 4 points in the first half to the youth ministry major. Puckett will inbound here. Humphrey sits down. McKenzie, a quick catch and fired a 3, no good. Rebound ends up in the hands of Manus, and a foul is going to be charged on Clay McKenzie, who did really nothing more than be in the wrong place at the wrong time as Manus turned on the jets and kind of ran into McKenzie, and still a foul. It's number 2 on McKenzie, number 4 on the team. 10:25 to play in the game. 54-49. Rick Cooper, JT Burcham, Fairfield Media. Delighted you've decided to join us. We'll have this game archived on Trailblazer TV as well. Usually get those up in about 24 hours. You can watch it as many times as you'd like. 10:05 to play. Left side, Farmer for 3. Front of the rim, no good. Lawson boxed out, but he didn't grab the rebound, and fortunately, it'll still go to KCU. So Lawson did a phenomenal job of sealing, boxing out, but Man, after you do all that work, go get the basketball, big fella. 54-49, 9:59 to play in the game. Johnson and OCU in women's basketball coming up next. Lawson to Ace Puckett. Puckett to the right wing and Janung. Janung underneath to Lawson. Little turnaround, 6-footer is in. Nice move by Derek Lawson. He's got 17. 13 of them in the first half, and an even better move at the other end, but Farmer could not finish. Tough shot there by Josh Farmer. Lead stays at 7, 56-49. KCU going to try to extend the advantage here. Janung to the left wing and Roberts. Roberts to McKenzie, picked up by Hickman. Hickman guarding McKenzie tightly to the left wing and Puckett. Puckett got rid of it to Roberts, who went to the other end, put it in, but they're going to call an offensive foul, and Roberts doesn't like the call. Felt like the defender was inside the dots, but they're going to wave off the basket, and it's going to be an offensive foul, and Grady Lowe cannot believe it. That is number 4, by the way, on Andrew Roberts, so not necessarily one of the big guns on this KCU team. Averages 6 points and 2.7 rebounds, but still has been a factor in this game today. Has not scored, but has seen considerable minutes, and Ron Reed gonna have to sit him here with 8:53 to play in the game with no points and 4 fouls. Left wing, it's Daniel Grant. Grant off a screen from Hickman, open from 15, no good, and a loose ball foul is going to be charged to Uzi Amuche, who had just checked in for Crown. It's number 2 on him, and it is number 6 on Crown. 8:43 to play, 56-49. Lead is 7. Derek Lawson looking to inbound, does so to Janung, and again, Crown with a little bit of token pressure as Brown going to at least make him walk it up with a little bit of care and concern. Gets it to Lawson, who's under some heavy pressure from Hickman. Got by Hickman, put it up, and they're going to call a block on Amuche. The bucket is good for Derek Lawson. Amuche with a quick 2 fouls. Number 3 on Amuche. Number 7 on the team, Lawson, with points 18 and 19. And he'll look for 20 the old-fashioned way with the free throw here. A little question about whether that bucket was good, and now the umpire, Dave Gross, comes over to clarify at the table and says it was. So they put it on the scoreboard now. It's 58-49. It's a 9-point advantage with 8:25 to play, and Derek Lawson will go to the line and try to make this a 10-point game. The free throw is nothing but net. So Derek Lawson with a game-high 20 points. And it is 59-49. Crown getting to a critical juncture in this game. They need a little mini run. They've only scored, has Crown, 12 points in 12 minutes of this second half. Humphrey, nice cut, but could not finish. Amuche had a hand on it. Ends up in the hands of Farmer, who got into the lane and scooped it up and in. Took it into the land of the Giants, took it at Derek Lawson and used his body. Even though he's only 6 feet tall, he used all 6 feet of it to keep Derek Lawson away from the basketball. 7:45 to play. Underneath Darden, his shot up close, no good. Rebound Crown, Grady Lowe and Ron Reed looking for a foul call, nothing called. Farmer, straight away 3, on the rim, no good. Good box out there by David Darden, and the rebound for KCU. Right baseline, Lawson, 12-footer on the rim, no. Tip up by Darden, no good. Amuche and McKenzie battling, and the rebound goes to Amuche. 5-on-4 advantage if Crown can take advantage. Jumper Owens, no good. Amuche keeps it alive, and I think they're going to get a loose ball foul on Uzi Amuche that was taking on a couple KCU Knights underneath the basket. Really banging. It's number 4 on Amuche, and it is number 8 on Crown. And so we will walk to the other end, and it will be Dylan Janung that will shoot the free throws here. Scoggins and Hickman will come in before those free throws as Amuche and Owens will sit down. 7:10 to play in this game, 59-51. The lead is 8, and Dylan Janung, the southpaw freshman point guard, hits the first free throw. According to my numbers, these are free throws 25 and 26. Knights have heated up a little bit at the line, now 16 of 24, make it 17 of 25 as Janung hits a pair, give him 9 in this game. It has been Derek Lawson with 20, McKenzie 16, Puckett 12, and Janung with 9. They have done all of the scoring in this game except for a 2-point field goal by David Darden. 18 on the shot clock. Underneath, they tried to get it to Scoggins, and Puckett took it, and then a jump ball as Puckett and Nate Humphrey were tied up, and Puckett, as you saw, went flying to the ground, and KCU bench again not happy with that call, and not only is it a jump ball, but the possession arrow favors the Royal Crusaders. And Puckett grimacing a little bit near that left elbow after he got lifted off the ground. And Puckett, a big boy at 6'4", big frame, and questionable jump ball call to say the least. 6:49 to play, 61-51, Crown trailing by 10. An opportunity to get this back into single digits here. And Puckett on the inbound has a steal, but he lost it on the sideline. His feet stayed in bounds. It was the basketball that he had possession of that bounced one time on the sideline. The KCU fans still applaud the effort. And now the referees made aware of something by head coach Ron Reed. Going to talk about it. Referee Dave Nash and Dave Gross, the U1. And now they're going to bring in Mike Reed to talk about it as well. So 6:49 to play here in the second half, and I guess they've got things squared away. Having a shot clock question, is it? That's the question, and now I guess everybody is happy as they're going to be. So 33 on the shot clock, 6:49 to play in the game. So ready to play. Crown trailing by 10. It's Farmer on the left wing looking underneath for Hickman. Hickman working against Lawson. Back out to Farmer. Now right baseline, it's Brown. This is Hickman, one of two seniors on this team. He and Nate Humphrey. Right side, Farmer put it off the glass and in, and Dwayne Hickman immediately calls a timeout. So 9 points in the game, and it is now a 61-53 advantage with 6:25 to play in the game. We'll take a break with them, a 60-second timeout. Back with more after this here on the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network.
You're watching the NCCAA Division II MidEast Region Finals. Today's exciting tournament action brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza. Handmade pan pizza with 2 layers of cheese, toppings to the edge, and a crust made from fresh dough. Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike.
Subway, eat fresh.
Subway, eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077.
Fairfield Christian Academy is pleased to offer students from preschool to high school an education of excellence. Mid-State League sports, archery, media, drama, and music. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
61-53. Let me correct a mistake I just made. 2 mistakes, plenty of them in this broadcast. Josh Farmer made that basket. He's got a dozen, and there are actually 4 seniors still on this Crown team. There were actually 5 earlier in the year with Ed Loney, who was given Dwayne Hickman 10 points and 5 rebounds, but he left after 9 games from this team, still in school. But 4 seniors trying to battle. Talking about Daniel Grant, Steven Scoggins, Nate Humphrey, and Colin Hickman. 2 seniors on the KCU side. Talking about Darden and McKenzie. Somebody is finishing up their college basketball career tonight here in the Leadership Center. It's 61-53. KCU with the basketball and with an 8-point advantage. Top of the key, it's Puckett to the left wing, and Darden off a screen. They get it back to the screener, Puckett, who faded from 6 feet. No. Lawson's putback is no good, and Scoggins, the defensive rebound. To Manus, to the right wing, and Farmer. Farmer into the lane, put it up, and they're going to call an offensive foul. David Darden was there to meet him near the basket, and they're going to call an offensive foul. Bucket is no good. They wave it off. The 4th foul on Josh Farmer. It's number 9 on the team. No free throws on the player control foul. What a big call in this basketball game. Keeps the advantage at 8 for KCU. Farmer put that basket in. That could have gone either way. David Darden leaves the game for KCU after taking that charge. Lawson to the free throw line, dropped it off to Puckett. His shot up close is no good, but a foul on Scoggins, and Puckett is going to shoot a couple free throws. Number 4 on Scoggins, number 10 on the team. So Farmer with 4 for Crown, number 4. Number 21 Scoggins with 4. Colin Hickman had 3 in the first half. He has not picked up a 4th here in the second. Andrew Roberts with 4 for KCU, and David Darden with 3, and the first free throw for Ace Puckett is no good. 5:34 to play in this game. 61-53. It is KCU by 8. Second free throw for Puckett, and it is up and in. So Puckett splits a pair. He's got 13 in the game. Does the sophomore, the lone sophomore on Ron Reed's roster, made up of 8 freshmen, 1 sophomore, and the 2 seniors, McKenzie and Darden. Left wing Humphrey tried to get it underneath to Hickman, and ball taken away, but by the time the KCU Knight Janung had possession of it, he also had half his body outside that sideline, and Dwayne Hickman wants a timeout here with 5:18 to play in the game. Crown's last national tournament appearance, always worth mentioning, back in 2000. They beat KCC back then in the regional championship game. Joey Weaver, 26 points to lead the way. KCU actually had a 13-point advantage at halftime in that game and lost. Crown was the number 4 seed that year, went to Oklahoma City and finished 4th in the nation. Atlanta Christian, the 2 seed, won the title that year. KCU hoping to get back to the national tournament. Their last appearance in 2011 when OCU and KCU played, 4 times that year, and OCU beat them in the tournament. 3rd time in 4 attempts. Jeremy Hayes had 19 points, 8 rebounds. The Knights finished tied for 7th. Their best appearance of late back in 2007, 2008, when Will Schaus led the KCU Knights to 2 consecutive 3rd place finishes out in Springfield, Missouri, led by Matt Hackenberg and Akeem Scott. Left wing, it's Hickman. Shot clock at 5. Manus into the lane. His runner is up and in. That's a big, big basket by the freshman Manus, who has 7. He made a tough shot on the run, and it has cut the lead to 7, 62-55. We had 2 good games in this building yesterday. Welch forced overtime against these Royal Crusaders with a 3 with just a few seconds left by Kevin Stocks, but it was Colin Hickman who hit a 3 from straight away that won it in the overtime, 75-72, and this one looks like it's going to come down to the wire as well. The foul on Manus is number 2 on him, and Crown already over the 10 foul limit, and so it'll take Dylan Janung to the free throw line where he will shoot 2. And I think the referee, Dave Gross, may have gestured a 1-and-1 and realized it after Janung had the basketball, took it back and said, no, my bad, 2 shots. First one is up and in. So 10 points for Janung. Spencer Owens is back in. Scoggins sits down. Owens returns with 6. Scoggins, the senior from Roanoke, Virginia, sits with 8 points and 4 fouls. Second one for Janung. Bends the knees and hits. Knights have really now started shooting the basketball better at the charity stripe. 64-55. Manus put it up. No, but what? May have a foul on the floor before the Manus runner. We'll see what Dave Nash says. It is going to be on the floor, and it is going to be on Dylan Janung. So it's his second, only the team's 6. So Crown will be in the bonus on every KCU foul the rest of the way. Inbound to Manus. Manus lost the basketball and got it back out to Humphrey off a screen. Humphrey's rainbow 3 is right there. 64-58, 4:15 to play. Don't you go anywhere. Crown had a huge following in this building a couple weeks ago. KCU with clearly more fans today, but Crown pleading for a stop as McKenzie got free and kissed it off the glass. He has 18. 66-58, Owens into the lane, lost the basketball, deflected, taken away by Lawson, 3-on-1 advantage. Janung to McKenzie, he put it in. Beautiful pass by Dylan Janung. He caught it with one hand in midair and fired it underneath to McKenzie, who put it in. 68-58, the lead is 10. Knights looking to slam the door on the team from Knoxville, and there's a steal as McKenzie took it away. Nearing 3 minutes to play in this game, 3:20 to be exact. Lead is 10, 68-58. Underneath Roberts, left baseline McKenzie, back out to Puckett, and now between the circles it's Derek Lawson. Lawson to Janung, spun into the lane, dropped it off to Puckett, who had his shot blocked, and some body as well. Puckett gonna go to the line and shoot 2. See who they charge this to. They're going to charge it to Nate Humphrey. It's his third. Humphrey fouled out of the basketball game last night, finished with 12 points and 6 rebounds before giving way to fouls late in that overtime. Ace Puckett getting a little extra time from one of the umpires as he was hammered again. Has spent a lot of time on the floor as a sophomore from Olive Hill, Kentucky. 2 free throws for Puckett. The first one is up and in. So Ace Puckett with 14. I beg your pardon. He'll have 15 here if he makes this one. 69-58. Biggest lead of the game. It's at 11 as Scoggins is checked back in for Crown. Spencer Owens sits down. One more free throw for Puckett. It's the front of the rim, no good. And Nate Humphrey, the defensive rebound. Humphrey to Farmer, who races down the floor to the right wing. Crown needs baskets, and they need them now. Manus for 3. On the rim, no good. Hickman the rebound. Farmer underneath to Humphrey. Shows a fake. Now Manus for 3. Got it. It's a long 2. I beg your pardon. It's only 2. 69-60. 2:40 to play in the game. OCU and Johnson women will start at 6 p.m. in this building, or 20 minutes after this one ends, whichever comes first. McKenzie to the right wing and Janung. Back to McKenzie for 3, got another one! And he leaves his hand up in the air to signify that may do it. 23 for Clay McKenzie, 72-60. Humphrey left baseline, underneath, reverse up and in. 14 for Nate Humphrey, 72-62. 2 minutes exactly to play in the game. Crown extends the defensive pressure, and now they back off, and now Dwayne Hickman says, let's get after it a little bit. Janung, a very, very good ball handler. Let's see if they can force him into a mistake. Puckett nearly threw it away, and he did, and there should be a foul to top it off, and there is on Dylan Janung. So a deflected pass and then a loose ball foul on 22 Dylan Janung, and what it means is that Crown is going to have an opportunity to cut this to 8 with the clock stopped at the minute 39 mark. Farmer will sit down as Troy Brown back in. Brown back with 2. Farmer sits with a dozen. Troy Brown had 17 last night in this building. Only 2 points today, but hoping to get him going here towards the end. Manus, a big free throw, no good, but an offensive rebound batted around into the hands of Troy Brown. Manus got the step and then lost the basketball off his knee out of bounds. Back to KCU. Minute 32, missed opportunity there for the Royal Crusaders. They missed the front end of a 1-and-1, and then it looked like Manus was going to be able to get to the rim and lost it off his knee. Now Crown in all-out denial. They're going to try to get a steal, and you would think immediately foul if they do not. And what do I know? They allow it to the clock to run. Minute 25 to play. I'm not sure they have the luxury of doing this, trailing by 10. There's a steal by Hickman. Hickman to Humphrey. Can he run it down? He does. To Troy Brown. Underneath to Hickman, who put it up. No, but he was fouled by Andrew Roberts, and his night is over. Roberts is done with no points and 5 fouls. Couple free throws coming up here for Colin Hickman. David Darden is going to check in for Roberts, whose night is over. Crown 4 of 8 for 50% from the line in this game. Colin Hickman, a 60% free throw shooter, and now they're saying 1-and-1. It looked like Mike Reed gestured 1-and-1, but Dave Nash, the man given the basketball, says 2, and that's what it should be, as he was in the act of shooting, but Hickman cannot put the first in. So 4 of 9 now, and make it 4 of 10, as the second one is no good as well, and they're going to get a loose ball foul on somebody wearing black as Clay McKenzie went flying to the ground, and we'll go to the other end and shoot a 1-and-1, and they're going to charge that foul to number 2, Troy Brown. His third. Team is well over the 10 foul limit, so Clay McKenzie will shoot 2 regardless of what he does here on free throw number 1. Knights have shot a lot of free throws in this game. According to my numbers, number 33 and 34. The first one at the front of the rim, no good. 21 of 33 right now is KCU for 64%. Not great, but a whole lot better than the 53% they shot in the first half. One more for Clay McKenzie. Wears number 4 on his home white uniform, and McKenzie splits a pair. We've got him for 23 points in this game. The senior from Nicholasville, Kentucky, who wants to play another day. Right side, Humphrey. His 3 was deflected. Underneath ends up in Scoggins' hands. Scoggins to Manus into the lane. His shot blocked. Left baseline, Farmer into the lane. Put it up, no, but he was fouled. And will shoot 2 with 54.7 left. And Ron Reed not happy with Ace Puckett, who's doing a whole lot of swinging right now. With an 11-point lead, the clock is your 6th man and your friend. And Puckett stopping it here on a foul that probably did not need to happen. First free throw is up and good, so 13 for Josh Farmer. Crown now 5 of 11 from the charity stripe for 45%. Second one for Farmer, front of the rim, no good, and another loose ball foul on Crown, and it's going to be charged to Steven Scoggins. And his night is over, and unless Crown can rally here late, his college basketball career has ended as well. Scoggins, the senior from Roanoke, Virginia, 4-year player, a first-year starter, played a couple of years of soccer, and he will leave this floor with 54.7 seconds left in the game. 73-63, Derek Lawson to the line to shoot 2. Lawson, a true freshman who bends the knees and fires no good. Again, the Knights unofficially here, these are free throws 35 and 36. Lawson takes his time and fires and missed a pair. So Crown hanging on life support right now. They trail by 10, 73-63. Little stop and start. Humphrey put it in. Andy was fouled, and Ron Reed is going to blow the roof off this place if KCU doesn't stop committing fouls. Leading by 10 with under a minute left. You've got to be kidding me. The bucket is good for Nate Humphrey. He's got 16 in this game. The foul is on David Darden. It's his 4th and the team 10th. And what in the world are you doing committing fouls with under a minute left and a 10-point lead? You let him go to the basket, shoot a layup with a 10-point advantage. That doesn't hurt you, but an opportunity now for a 3-point play. The clock stops, and an opportunity for Crown to cut this to 7 with the free throw coming up out of this timeout. It is KCU and Crown, the 2 and 3 matchup. Got a MidEast Region semifinal for the women between number 2 OCU and number 3 Johnson. That will follow, and the nightcap tonight is number 1 OCU and number 5 Boyce. The Bulldogs out of Louisville, Kentucky, connected to Southern Baptist Theological Seminary, will try to knock off the Trailblazers. No team in this region has beaten KCU the last 2, or OCU the last 2 years. The Trailblazers 12-0 a season ago. They are 10-0 this year. The last team to do it was actually KCU back in 2011 when Blandon Juice Clemens hit that jumper from about 17 feet in the Dick Dameron Hall of Champions on the 18th of January. KCU beat OCU 61-59, and nobody in the region has touched them in better than 2 years. 47.2 seconds left, 73-65 as Nate Humphrey, a 71% free throw shooter, 3rd best on the team, bends the knees, and he does hit. So Humphrey hits the free throw. This is a 7-point game. McKenzie into Janung, and he's immediately fouled by Troy Brown with 45.4 seconds left. So Troy Brown picks up his 4th foul. It is the team's, well, let's stop counting. Again, they are well over the 10-foul limit, and so Janung will go to the line and shoot 2 free throws. 77% of the year, 2nd on this team only to Trent Smith, and Smith only 5 of 6 coming in. So Janung truly the best free throw shooter of the regulars on this team. And the first one is up and in. He's got a dozen. Josh Farmer back in. Troy Brown sits down. Farmer back with 13. Brown sits with 2. 45.4 seconds left. 74-66. Free throw by Janung is good again. So he had a miserable first half from the charity stripe. 2 out of 6, but he has hit him when it's counted tonight. Manus looking for somebody, finds Farmer. Farmer into the lane, and they give up the layup there, so they do exactly what you know Ron Reed just told them to do in that timeout. We're not committing any more fouls. There's going to be no more 3-point plays, at least the old-fashioned way, and so they give up one there, and it cuts it to 75-68. Dwayne Hickman immediately calls a timeout. So KCU, again, we've talked about the Crown history here in 2000. They were the last time they were to the national tournament. The Knights have had some great runs over the years, hoping to, they got to win out. There will be no at-large bid for this team, even though they are the 2 seed. There's just better 2 seeds across the country. The Midwest region is going to get 2. The South region is going to get 2. The Central region with CBC and Manhattan is probably going to get 2. And there's just not a berth for this team. They need to win today, and they need to win tomorrow against either Boyce or OCU. As Chad Manus commits a foul, it's his 3rd, and that is going to be a tough task. They have played OCU well. Has KCU 2 10-point losses in the regular season, but there'll be a whole other story to try to beat them here in this building. That regional championship game would be tomorrow at 3 p.m. So OCU still has business to take care of, and it's one thing Tony Stockman has been reminding his team of. He said, boys, we had a nice regular season, but what we did then does not matter now. We lose one, we're done. So really challenging his troops to focus on Boyce tonight. 34.3 left. McKenzie another free throw, and he hits again. The storyline in this game is going to be the free throws that KCU has made when it counted. McKenzie, Janung, they've hit many of them here in the second half. 77-68, right baseline. It's Doolin who goes to the basket, missed the layup, got a rebound, dropped it off to Hickman who put it up and in with 20.7 seconds left. Hickman strikes. He's got 9 points, and it's 77-70. Dwayne Hickman immediately calls a full timeout, which we're going to keep it right here. It will give me an opportunity to tell you a little bit more about one of our sponsors. Domino's Pizza is a proud supporter of OCU athletics, and if you're in town for the weekend, they are our official pizza sponsor, official pizza partner. You can try a handmade pan pizza with 2 layers of cheese, toppings to the edge, and a crust made from fresh dough. It's a medium 2-topping pan pizza, and it's only $7.99 at Domino's Pizza, 207 Lancaster Pike in Circleville. They'll deliver it right to the arena. Call 740-477-2541. So it looks like KCU is going to advance. They will play tomorrow for the MidEast Region Championship at 3 p.m. We'll have that game for you. We'll have the women's regional final tomorrow at 1 p.m. as well, and it'll be KCU and either number 5 boys or number 1 OCU. The Knights, 7 national championships in school history, 10 regional championships since 1995, 24 national tournament appearances in the school's history. And they want to punch their ticket and get back for the first time since 2011. They will have to win the region. As we said, the last time they did that was back in 2009. When they won 79-64 over OCU. Casey Jones had 21 points and 5 rebounds in that game, and an inbound to Janung, who was immediately fouled by Chad Manus, and will go to the other end and shoot a couple more free throws here with 19.3 seconds left. And 3 subs at the table, among them Ace Puckett for KCU that will check in after this first free throw from Dylan Janung. He is one of 4 KCU Knights in double digits. First one is up and in, and he has done most of his damage here in the second half at the free throw line. 14 points in this game for Dylan Janung. 19.3 seconds left, 78-70. Second free throw, rim, backboard, no good. Rebound to Humphrey, looking to run is Manus. Manus to Humphrey, who fires a 3. Hit the backboard, but not the rim. McKenzie the rebound, and the Knights are going to dribble out the clock, it looks like. Darden to the other end, and he whams it in with 2 hands with 2.1 seconds left. And KCU is going to play for the MidEast Region Championship tomorrow in this building, as that 3-pointer from about midcourt hits the rim, but is no good. The final score from the Maxwell Leadership Center, it is number 2 KCU 80, number 3 Crown 70. KCU improves to 14-15, 9-2 in MidEast Region play. Crown with the loss finishes up 2012-2013 at 12-13 and 5-7 in MidEast Region play. Let's take a 60-second timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the final statistics in this game, and then we'll get you set for OCU and Johnson in women's basketball. So again, a 60-second timeout. Back to wrap it up after this timeout here on the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network.
You're watching the NCCAA Division II MidEast Region Finals. Today's exciting tournament action brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza. Handmade pan pizza with 2 layers of cheese, toppings to the edge, and a crust made from fresh dough. Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike.
Subway, eat fresh.
Subway, eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077.
Fairfield Christian Academy is pleased to offer students from preschool to high school an education of excellence. Mid-State League sports, archery, media, drama, and music. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
It's a final here in the Maxwell Leadership Center. It is the number 2 seeded KCU Knights that come out on top tonight by the final of 80-70. Some final numbers in this game that might interest you for KCU. 25 points for Clay McKenzie to lead the way. They had 4 Knights in double digits. Derek Lawson added 20, 14 apiece for Ace Puckett and Dylan Janung. And then the only other guy that scored was David Darden, who finished with 4, including a two-handed jam to end the game. For Crown, a whole lot more guys scored, but unfortunately they came up 10 points short tonight. 17 for Nate Humphrey in his final college basketball game. Josh Farmer added 15. They were the only 2 Royal Crusaders in double digits. 9 tonight for Colin Hickman in his final collegiate game. 8 for Steven Scoggins. 9 for Chad Manus. 6 tonight for Spencer Owens. Daniel Grant added 4. Troy Brown popped in 2. The Royal Crusaders, 6 of 13 from the charity stripe for 46%, and KCU 27 of 42 in this game from the free throw line for 64%. Shooting numbers in the game, Crown 30 of 64 for 47%, KCU 46%, 24 of 52. In terms of three-point percentage, it was Crown 4 of 17 for 24%, the Knights 50%, 5 of 10 behind the arc. Battle the backboards, it was a 2-rebound advantage for Crown tonight, 38-36. Crown turned it over 13 times, KCU turned it over 10 times. Leading rebounders for KCU, 8 rebounds tonight for Derek Lawson, 4 of them on the offensive end, 8 rebounds to go along with his 20 points and 2 steals. And the leading rebounder for Crown tonight in a losing effort is senior Nate Humphrey, 17 points, 8 rebounds. He had 3 assists as well. Humphrey was 7 of 14 from the field, and it is worth mentioning Janung was only 2 of 6 from the free throw line in that first half. Well, he hit 10 of 12 in the second half, finished 12 of 18 for the game, 14 points tonight and 6 assists for the freshman point guard from KCU, Dylan Janung, to help pace the Knights to a win here in the MidEast Region semis. KCU again gets win number 14. They improved to 9-2. Their only blemishes going into tomorrow's championship have been at the hands of OCU, and again, that's a testimony to Ron Reed, because nobody else has been able to beat OCU either. They've beaten Grace Bible, the 4-time defending champs. They won at Valley Forge, the national runners-up a year ago. Everybody that's been in their way, they've beaten, and so KCU has done a real nice job this year. Now 10-2 against NCCAA Division II schools. The Knights will play for the MidEast Region Championship tomorrow at 3 p.m. We'll have it for you here on the Trailblazer Basketball Network. Want to say thanks to Dwayne Hickman and the Crown coaching staff for spending time with us. We always appreciate Ron Reed and Grady Lowe and the KCU coaching staff as well. We'll take a quick break and get you set for the second semifinal game of the day as number 3 Johnson gets ready to take on your number 2 seeded OCU Trailblazers. MidEast semis between the 2 women's teams. The winner will take on KCU that has won 6 straight national championships. But the Knights from Kentucky Christian will play for the MidEast Region Championship tomorrow at 3 p.m. And you heard it here on the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network. Back with more after this.
Thank you for watching the NCCAA Division II MidEast Region Finals.